Hello everybody, this is going to be an achievement for Poetic Trio, which is a double stack on Xbox One and Xbox Series, and sometimes U. This is a walking simulator from Tongguk Bodor, and let's get into it, shall we? We'll start with the top game of the three. Start the clock. So to move faster in these games, you want to press right trigger. And trust me, you'll want to be clicking right trigger on each of the games because you move so bloody slowly. See, here's how you normally walk, and this is how you normally walk when you've pressed the right trigger. So throughout these three games, you'll be collecting flowers which glow, and you'll need to take them back to what I call those magical manholes. Or platforms, whatever you want to call them. Now, there is a bug in the game in regards to inversion controls, which I'll sort out in a moment. So it wants us to go see that, but we don't actually go up that way. It has no intention of allowing us to go that way. What we actually have to do is go back up where we got the flower and continue on. Anyway, as I was saying, in regards to the inversion controls, if you are naturally an invert Y player, the game doesn't pay attention to your settings unless you flick it left like that and then flick it back like that. So, and it's still inverted in the wrong way, I mean. So invert right stick, yes. And there we go, we're fixed. So yeah, this trio of games inside Poetic Trio will continuously make you wish that you can actually walk faster. So, and there's a weird thing in these games. Sometimes your speed will just suddenly massively increase for absolutely no reason. To activate these, you need to stand on the platform and look down, by the way. So now we've got that, we're going to continue up in this direction. Going to lower the music a bit because it is getting a little loud. There we go. If I recall correctly, there'll be a turn to the right here, I think. I could be wrong. No, there is a turn to the right. So we want to come around here and pick up the flower. The poetry is just random blathering. And like most poetry, it means absolutely fucking nothing. So you can skip it easily just by rapidly pressing the A button, and then we can carry on. After all this walking, I believe the scene just fades out to black. So, you know, they could have cut off most of this walking. I mean, I understand it's a walking simulator, but still. It's just artificial game lengthening, that's what it is. There's chapter 2 done, started. Press right trigger again to go faster. Now there is one of those manhole magic things up that way, but we don't want to go that way simply because it doesn't let us open that manhole cover. We actually have to do a loop of the area. So we're going to grab this flower, and I believe it's over here. Yeah, I can see the little orange light near it. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll look up, you see this bit's opened up. Now I'm trying to remember where the next flower is. I think it's round here. Yep, there we go. I'll try and remember where the next manhole cover is. Ah, here it is. Apologies if you heard that loud sound, it's part of my PCG in my channel. I think it was just... Was the I think the flower was here, wasn't it? Yeah, there it is. I don't think the orange thing was there. There it is. Well, I know we can't cross that bridge because it gives us a bullshit reason saying danger, extremely dangerous things ahead or whatever. So it points us to the bridge that we can't go over because reasons. So as you can see, we've kind of made a loop around the area. Remember when I said you'll wish that you could move faster? Yeah, you're wishing that you could move faster now, I'm sure. So we've got the flower, drop down, make sure you get the flower because you won't be able to jump back up and you'll have to go all the way around again. Even though I've said that, I'm sure some idiot's going to find a way to miss the flower and drop down. So we get up to the magic manhole cover that's up here, that you could have seen at the start, but because it's not the right flower, it doesn't allow you to sequence break and do this one when you pick up the first flower of this area, sadly. Would have been nice if it did, but it doesn't, so we can't. I don't want to be rude, but like in this game, this Poetic Trio is incredibly boring. It really is. As someone who played the series stack before recording this, so I knew what to do. I said these games are incredibly boring, incredibly slow, and just not fun. There's another 55G. Right trigger again. Right, so we just saw our platform, so we need to find the flower. And I cannot for the life of me remember where it is in this area, so I apologise. I think it's at the back right. Ah, there it is. Now on this level, chapter, whatever you want to call it, there is a missable achievement which requires you to go into a cottage. I'll show you where that is when we get to it. Right. Was it up there that I needed to go? Because we came from there. Oh, hang on. Wasn't there a log that I needed to walk over? Give me a moment, guys. Just trying to remember where we have to go. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I was right. So we start from over in that direction, and then we come to this rock face and just climb over this tree log, and hopefully without falling. There we go. How wait, I remember. Flower is over here. The orange thing was over here somewhere. There it is. And then it's going to do a stupid cutscene with a fucking crow or whatever it is coming out of the trees. We can ignore it, we can just go through the trees, or we can actually ignore the trees, but our destination is on the other side of those glowy mushroom trees. And if I recall correctly, as we keep going through here, there is... Ah, there's the cottage over there. Now you see it. Through the trees. And you'll get some like ghostly voices as you go in, but... Eh. So 55G there for Hello Explorer. Then we can pick up this flower. And I believe the orange thing is over in this direction. And you'll notice, by the way, the game slowed us down. And now we're actually moving much faster when we press right trigger again. So yeah, the game is very, very inconsistent when it comes to this kind of thing. I'm telling you, that is a 2D stock image of a lady in the woods. And you'll see why I think it's 2D, because it just doesn't look quite right as you come towards it compared to like the 3D environment. It genuinely looks like a 2D image, doesn't it? I think it's boring, I think it's slow. The game intentionally, artificially increases its length by making us go slow for absolutely no reason. Nobody cares about the poetry at all, because it's just blathering on about stuff that has no importance, basically. You want my opinion? That's my opinion. So we get 65G for completing that game. We're going to now go over to Chianophile. There is no reason for the game to make the character move so slowly, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. And this second game, Chianophile, is a damning indictment of artificial game lengthening, and you'll see why shortly. It would not have hurt the game in any way whatsoever. I give you brutal honesty to make it better, Will. I'm not a nasty person, I just want things to be better for everybody. Okay, so look, this is the default walking speed, okay, in this game. You see it? And if you press right trigger, this is the run speed. Ready? It's a bit shit for the speed in this, as I'm sure you can agree. And you're going to see why. You're going to see why this is not a good game for speed. So we've got our first achievement here in this second game. Quatrain 1. There are 6 quatrains that we have to get. Problem is, we have to get them all in order, and it means traipsing around the map like a bloody dingus all the time. For anyone who's watching this on YouTube, you can ignore the question marks in this second game. They only matter in the third game. So basically we need to get the flower, take it to that one, and then we'll have to get that flower and take it to that one. But yeah, there's a lot of traipsing around back and forth in incredibly slow, boring waiting to just literally continue. Well, mate, you get my honesty. If I'm provided with something that is poor, I'm going to say it's poor. That's not a slight on you. It's just me being honest. But people can move faster than this in snow. I mean, come on. Okay, so we've got a flower. Put it on this platform, or as I call it, the magical manhole cover, because that is literally what it looks like. It shows us that fence that we can't actually go through, so it means jack shit. Now we can go up here because some of these rocks have moved. So as I said, you can ignore the question marks on this, on Cinemaphile, or whatever this game is. And what was this called? I can't remember. Cyrillophile, whatever it was. This second one anyway, you can ignore the question marks. So we're going to go over to the flower incredibly slowly, because the game for some reason decides, hey, we're going to slow you down for no reason. Because isn't that great? So now we are walking on an icy lake. You would think that means that we could go faster, but nope. Just FYI, I might be a bit more grumpy today because my throat hurts, or the left side of my throat is swollen, and I think I slept awkwardly, so my back hurts as well. Yeah, poke me on Discord, Will. I could give it a look on stream after this if you'd like. Okay, so we got that flower. We're going to stand on this platform. So, you know, you don't want to do what I did in my first playthrough and waltz over to that bloody question mark, which does nothing but a quote that you can barely read. What you actually want to do is just come along through this pathway. So we go into the next part of this game now. And this is where you are going to see massive amounts of artificial game lengthening, AGL, in this game. Come on, game. So yeah, as I said, you're going to see massive amounts of AGL here. So once again, this is... so look how fast we're going now. Why could we not go this fast in any of the other games? This is much faster. You see what I mean? So, because of this, it can be concluded that the developer lowered your speed for the other levels and the other games to make the game longer. That is the conclusion that we can make, because we can now go faster in this level of this second game. So if there's any proof that you wanted that the game has been artificially game lengthened, it is the inconsistency of the speed of the character that you're playing. It literally proves my point 100% precisely. Well, I think it's that flower that we need to get first. Again, we can ignore the question marks in this level. We don't need them. There's only 2 quotes that we actually need to read, and that is in the 3rd game after the stair segment. So it's starting at the far, so he wants us to go straight, doesn't it? So I believe it's this way that the game wants us to go. I believe we can pick up this flower by going up the hill, I think. But yeah, there's so much walking around in this needlessly. And look, I didn't press a button, and look how the character speed changed. Did you see that? That literally proves my point of artificial game lengthening. Because if the character can suddenly run that fast, why can't he run that fast normally? Foxes. Lots of them. So if I remember rightly, we need to go for this manhole cover. Yeah, but these aren't interesting, though. They have nothing talking to you other than the poetry, which means absolute horseshit. All that's happening is you're going through an environment, trying to find a flower, put it on a magic manhole cover, and then just repeating the same thing over and over again. Okay, no, it doesn't want us to go on this one. It must be this one it wanted us to go on first. See, this is what I mean, what I mentioned in the first game. If you have a flower, you can only go on one specific thing if multiple are available. You have to do it in order, which means it does stop you sequence breaking. Although I will say, I think that's the next flower that we need to get. And look how slow I've been forced to move now. I'm back to slowness. Because those two are blocked off until we get this one, I think. I think I have to go left here. I can't remember. Because we need to get that, because that flower and platform over there are blocked off by a massive set of collapsed rocks, and that one of them will only disappear once you've done this second thing. I think I did at one point, yes, Will. But, as I said, you saw, right? Okay, yeah, we have to go around the other way. But you saw how fast my character was able to move, right? And the game has now decided this is the speed that it wants me to go at. It has slowed me down by at least a factor of 2. There's absolutely no reason to do it other than artificial game lengthening. To make the game longer. Which is a really shitty thing to do. And look how slow I'm going. And this is using the run function. Look how slow this is. I mean, this level is going to take up the majority of the playthrough of the game. Just because of how slow it forces you to move. And the game would not be hurt in the slightest if we could move faster. It would not be hurt in the fucking slightest. In fact, it might be better because it means we're not walking and just waiting to reach our destination. You know, give me a fucking snowmobile. Problem solved. But nope, there is no snowmobile. There is only legs. And another thing, why does this flower have to be so out the fucking way? It's not giving us anything. It's just so far out the way, again, for artificial game lengthening. That's all this is. To make the game longer than it needs to be. Look how long it took me to get to this flower from the previous manhole cover. You know? It had to have been, what, 5? Maybe 10 minutes? And look how slowly the game is forcing me to move. Right at this moment. And there's just no reason. I'm literally going on mud. I'm not even on the fucking snow. And from where I've been, I'm having to go all the way back to where I was, just to put this fucking flower on the manhole cover to unlock the rock route towards that third flower. It is the developer not caring about its players' one untakeable asset: our time. Our time is being wasted because the developer of this decided, you know what? I'm going to input a fucking speed limit that a snail could overtake in a race. And it's been done purposefully because we have seen on multiple occasions the max speed change. It is a conscious decision done by the developer to lengthen the time played of his game to make it look, see, I didn't touch a damn thing, I was just holding forward, and now my speed is just boom, much faster. I rest my fucking case. Why can we not go at this speed throughout the entire fucking level? There is no fucking reason at all. Look at the massive speed up. That's like a factor of 2 or 3 even, at least. Why can we not go this fast throughout this entire fucking level? it would make it much shorter, and we would miss nothing. We would miss absolutely nothing of the game for us to be able to go that speed throughout the entire fucking level. In my mind, the developer of this game is stealing our time by making us do this shit. And look at this. Look at this. We've now lost our max speed again. We're back to the slowness. Why? Fuck knows. And you would think that we have to go over that way to get it, right? You would think that, right? Nope, we have to go this way. And of course, there is no indication that we have to go this way, so anyone who hasn't seen this video is going to walk over there, realise it's blocked off, and is going to have to come all the way back and do this. Right now, Tongguk Bodor is just dancing in my head going, I know a mechanic that gets on your nerves, gets on your nerves, gets on your nerve. I know a mechanic that gets on your nerves. Fuck you, Dwaggy. Hey, look, if I were to walk normal speed, right, if I turn off running, this is how slow I move. There is no reason to be this slow naturally. Nobody is going to play that game with the smaller speed on. Absolutely nobody. I mean, maybe somebody if they want the experience of being a one-legged man in a snowstorm going at Mount fucking Fuji. It's not a walking sim, it's a dawdling sim. I mean, look, I'm literally going on rock/mud. Why can I not run here? Like, genuinely, why the fuck not? I can't remember if it's... No, it's round here. We still have to keep going round here, if I remember rightly. I think. Look, our speed just increased very slightly. And it's slowed back down again. Come on, go faster. You are wasting my fucking time. Fuck me. So, oh look, we've suddenly just gained speed. Why? No idea. No, you are misunderstanding my point, Will. A gamer's time is the only tangible asset that we have. And I feel that it is being stolen from me by the mechanics, or lack of mechanics, in this game. Other than actual money, which gets sponged off us from microtransactions because greedy companies, time is our only asset that we can give. And my time is being stolen from me by the slowness of the character in this game. And I think that's horseshit. Nobody cares about your shit poetry. Fuck off. So now once we've done that... Oh look, our speed has declined again. Our speed has stopped. So you see that gap in the rocks over there? That's where we have to walk to. Let's see how long it takes us. So we started walking to it at about 40 minutes and 35 seconds, give or take. Look how slow. This is max speed, by the way. This is our fastest speed going downhill. We're coming up to a minute now. 45 seconds of walking to this area. 50 seconds. 55 seconds. A minute. And now we have to go even slower because it wants to do this stupid bullshit with these lights and statues that you're about to see. Look how slow we are being forced to move now. So we're at the statues at 41 minutes 50. This is literally the max speed that the game is allowing me to go. Was there any reason to make us go slow through this? Nope. Is there any narration? Nope. Is there any difference in the music? Nope. And as we go through, we're even going slower. It's making us go fucking slower. We could have scooted past this using that run speed that we had a minute ago. Like in 10 seconds. But it's wasted like a minute and a half of our fucking time. Just to see a picture of a doggo. Or a wolf. Whoop-de-fucking-do. What a waste of time. That is a conscious decision to make us go fucking slow in that segment for absolutely no reason. I mean, I understand it's a walking simulator, and that's fine. But most walking simulators actually try to entertain the player whilst they're doing it. This does not do that. So now we're going to go to Wind. In this one, there are 2 quotes that we need to find. I'll show you where they are. And we'll have to catch the sphere, which is doing... We also have to mess around with the stairs and jump from the top of the stairs, which we will do on our way back. Because that'll save time. Time that's been stolen from us, I will add. Okay, can we play now? I've seen the fucking quotes. You can let me move? Okay, right. Good start, getting me stuck on the fucking doorway. Well done. It appears we do not have a run button at this moment in time. I will say how cheap this area looks. Like in building it, I mean. So we will have to do that, but we're not going to do it yet because we do need to get the quote from the first area before we change the stairs. Never mind, I'm apparently mistaken. We do need to hit it. Well, there's your achievement for jumping off the stairs. there's the achievement for moving the stairs. I'll be honest, with me climbing up it as it was moving, I was half expecting the game to break and just launch me into the air, which would have been interesting. Okay, so it launches us into this area. So we can press B. We need to get over to that quote. But before we do that, I'm going to go get this flower here because it'll be quicker. We need to go through the orbs, which will give us a speed boost. And you see the massive spotlights over there. If you go into them, the game will completely slow you down. It'll basically make you stop until the spotlight is no longer on top of you. Okay, so we're going to go over to this platform. 55G for collecting a flower in Lovera Wind. And once we got those over there, we're going to go to that manhole cover over there, get the quote, and then go round to the flower and manhole cover over there, which will then require us to get a giant fucking ass spear, and then sphere, and then go back through that doorway. And we'll basically have two levels like this. This one and the one that's on the other entrance of the stairs. Remember I said about artificial game lengthening multiple times? This is a prime example of it. The game area does not need to be this big. It literally does not need to be this big. What this is it's Tongguk Bodor going, look how big an area I can make in Unreal Engine. That's what he's doing. It would not hurt this area to be smaller. It's big just for the sake of being big and adding on extra gameplay time for absolutely no reason. I mean, there's hundreds of these glowy orb things to get us to the place quicker, but it's still fucking slow, and it's pointlessly so. I mean, look, is there any reason that you can think of to make this area so big so that we can fucking glide like this, if you want to call it gliding? Because I can't think of a reason that justifies this area being so big in a walking fucking simulator. I can't think of a good reason. If you can, answers on a postcard. You can send to 149 Dwaggy Doesn't Give a Fuck Lane. Right, there's the Emerson quote, 50G. I mean, genuinely, look how massive this fucking area is. There's no reason for it to be this large. Does it add anything to the game? No, other than time consumption. That's literally all we get. Time consumption. This game is wasting my time. And when you play it, it'll be wasting your time. Now we have to capture a sphere for some reason. Does it make any logical sense compared to what we've seen in the game so far? Nope. I find to catch up this, going this route of orbs in this line here helps. Notice here's a spotlight coming in. It's probably going to... No, it's going in the other direction. Wonderful. But yeah, if that spotlight goes over you, you'll kind of get like a red screen for a moment. Like as if it's going to kill you, but it doesn't. It just stops you in place. That's our achievement for catching the sphere. And now we have to go all the way back to the door. Like, it could have warped us and saved us the time, but nope. Genuinely, this map feels like it's larger than the entire Forza Horizon 6 map. I know it's not, but it feels like it just because of how slow it is to traverse. Just think, you got to do all this again in a minute. So had I not fucked up before, this is where I would tell you to jump off the stairs to get the achievement. But as I did fuck up before, there's no point in me telling you to do that. Right. So this is where you would get the achievement for doing the switch. I'm going up to the other exit now. Complete the same animation, just a different fucking area. Right, Dylan Quote is over there, so that's where we're going. Actually, no, we're going to go get this flower first. And then we're going to have to put it down there. Because, of course, the flower isn't going to be near the fucking manhole cover on this level, is it? It's going to be miles the fucking way. For absolutely no reason other than artificial game lengthening. Like, oh, you can do semi-decent graphics with the Unreal Engine, but when you make stuff like this, it's kind of pointless. Right. Now we need to go get the quotes. Yep, it's halfway up that fucking mountain. For reasons. I mean, if you didn't use the B button to display the things, you would have no idea where it is. I doubt anybody will have found this quote up here without using the B button to show where it is. I'm telling you that right now. Just let me go up the fucking mountain, you prick. See, they could have just put it in the middle, but nope, we're having to go fucking mountain climbing to try and get up to a fucking quote. Alright, let's get this fucking thing done. Legitimately felt like it took me 10 minutes to get to that fucking quote. Because of just how stupidly placed it is on this map. Am I frustrated? Yes, I am. Once again, it is wasting my time. Look, there's no reason to put it up there either. It's just a fuck you, we're going to make the game longer because of it. Now what? Let me play. Fuck me. Why did we need 2 separate cutscenes there? Now we need to try and catch the bloody orb without these spotlights, and that's the best way I can describe them, from going over us to stop us. Why are we catching a giant green orb? No idea. What does the green orb signify? Once again, no fucking idea. And great, the orb is actually going away from us. Yep. Remember when I said right at the start of the game how blatant the artificial game lengthening was? I think you see my point. And there's no reason for this area to be this fucking huge. At all. There's no reason at all. Other than increasing the gameplay time. That is the only reason. We do not have a narrator. We do not have anything to collect other than that fucking quote. We have nothing. The game gives us nothing during these segments. If you want an idea of how to do a walking simulator, this is not it. And this is the ending we get. It's just, nope, you're done. I feel that the only redeeming quality of this game is that the achievements actually work. Genuinely. Stop the clock. There's the 1000G. And sadly, that's an hour and 6 minutes and 39 seconds of my life that I'm not going to be getting back. If the game had a consistent, decent movement pace, you could probably knock off 30 minutes of that time. but we are forced to go extremely slowly for no other reason than artificial game lengthening. If you're a dev who wants to be an arsehole and artificially lengthen your game, this game is an extremely brilliant example of how to do so. If you are a developer who does not want to be an arsehole, don't do what this game does. This game was provided to me by Sometimes You, and I really appreciate it. I've been friends with Sometimes You for a long time. I was their first partner many years ago. But with how Tongguk Bodor is, there is no way that Sometimes You is going to get him to change the speed of his game. And that makes Tongguk Bodor a bit of an arsehole. Thanks for watching, everybody.